Welcome everyone. We'll talk about the strategic management foundation in this videos. So, what is strategic management? Strategic management is the management of an organization. Are you talking about organization? Yes, we are talking about organization, but its resources, so that we are optimally utilizing its resources to achieve the desired goals, the desired objective that the organization has set forward to. So, what are the resources we are talking about? We are talking about money, we are talking about material, we are talking about manpower. So, yes, strategic management is a management of organization resources to manage the goals or achieve the goals and objective. It involves setting objective, analyzing the environment, external environment, internal environment. What is your strength and weaknesses? What are the threats and opportunities lurking around the external environment? To understand what can be done across the organization so that it achieves the objective in a much faster, in a leaner fashion. So that is what strategic management would all be. Examples. Allow me to give you an examples. For example, a for-profit technical colleges, let it be a engineering college, it can be a medical college also, wishes to increase the number of student enrollment and the graduation enrolled student graduation rates over the next 3 years. The purpose is to make the college known as the best buy for students' money among the five for-profit technical colleges within the vicinity, with a goal of increasing the revenue. So if you have more admissions, more intake, probably the revenue is going to catapult on a higher circle. In that case, strategic management means ensuring the school has fund to create high-tech classrooms, hire most qualified instructors. The college also will invest in marketing and recruitment, implement the student retention strategies. The college leadership assesses whether its goals have been achieved on a periodic basis or not. And that is what strategic management would always be talking around here. Process. What is the processes? There are four processes to strategic management: environmental scanning, strategy formulation, strategy implementation, and the evaluation thereby. So, what are we looking into? The environmental, be it internal and external, strategy formulation, as in what all options do we have to achieve the objective, and then probably picking up the most suitable options as an implementation strategies. And thereby, after implementation, you will always try to evaluate could things be done in a much better fashion. So yes, this is strategic management process. Remember, we are talking about the intent, strategic intent as in vision, mission, goals, objectives. Then comes the formulations depending upon your internal analysis, environmental analysis, external environment analysis, as in SWOT, corporate strategy level strategy, business level strategy, strategic plan, and thereabout by taking the options to achieve your goals as in project, procedures, resource allocation, structure, behavioral, and so on and so forth. Last but not the least would be the evaluation of what have you actually planned out and what you have actually achieved as in actual thing is the analysis and assessment that comes around it. In between every step would be the strategic control process thereby. So element of strategic management, what are they? They are nothing but some important elements, as in what are the competitive advantages that we are talking about it. Uh, whether this competitive advantage is sustainable over a longer period of time, the resource-based view, the industrial point of views, the organizational point of view, the industry impact, the resource and capabilities, relation between resources, capabilities, vision, competitive advantages, and yes, the vision and the mission statement. So these are the essential elements that goes around it. Your competitive advantage. What is competitive advantage? The thing that you are good at it. The things that you are good at it, can it be replicated by competitors? If not, it becomes a sustainable competitive advantages. Resource based views. Now, where do you allocate your resources? What kind of allocation do you go around it? How do you build up your capabilities? Then come the industry point of view, the organizational point of view, where you have slotted yourself. Where do you rank in the industry? The mission and the vision statement thereby. So yes, we are talking about the from the top-down approach would be your vision, what actually is your objective. Then comes the mission, why the company exists and what the founders have envisioned for themselves. Then is the objective that result that a company aims to achieve over a period of time. The strategy is a long-term plan designed to achieve the objectives. Approaches, methodology for executing the long-term plan, and tactics as a smaller focused action plan that serves the overall strategy. Remember, it's from the top-down approach of vision, from the vision that this is the objective, then the mission, how to achieve this objective. Uh, Then comes the objective as a result, what the company is looking at it to achieve that objective. What are the strategies that the long-term plan we are looking into it? Approaches would be a methodology for using the long-term plan, and the tactics, the smaller term plan, as the case might be. So yes, we are talking about the conceptual framework for strategic management. Look at it. What are we looking out here? We are scanning the environment, be it internal, external, as in mind mining, internal environment, benchmarking, foresightness, your competitors, what are they doing good, what is the best, identifying your stakeholders, the environmental factors, the key success factors, let's say your competitors' performances, indicators, preparation for the future scenario, what if scenarios needs to be planned. Now, this is the thing that actually happens, and then there is something called which is random event happening in the environment over which you do not have any control over, probably you cannot even predict. So what are we looking into? It is the compatibility factors as far as values and scenarios. This is the change in strategic direction, the strategic priorities, and the challenges thereby. What are we looking into with the statement of values, the network goals, the strategic concept, the role of strategy, the strategic plans, and the indexes thereby? What are we looking as far as decision making is concerned? Strategic decision making is a process of understanding the interaction bit of the decision and their impact on the organizational operation, whether the organization gains an upper hand, gets an advantage. Wrong decisions taken at a wrong time may result in catastrophic consequences. In other words, the power of strategic thinking lies in combining the power of right decisions with the right time, as the case might be. What are we looking at the strategic decision making? We are trying to identify the problem. What is the problem? What is bugging you? Where are the bottlenecks? What can be done? This is where the answers to all the what's are there. Seeking information. Probably then come up with alternative solution, as in brainstorming. Choose one of those alternatives and probably implement that plan, the alternative. And probably thereafter you will be able to understand whether the problems has been solved or not, or there are better ways to deal with that problem. So that is what you do about your evaluation of outcome is concerned. So this is strategic decision making. 6 steps is identifying problems, seeking informations, brainstorming solutions, choosing an alternative, implementing a plan, and evaluate the outcome, as the case might be. This is the 6 steps of a strategic decision making per se. Now, issues in strategic decision making, what are they? We are talking about the criteria of decisions. What is the quality criteria you are basing your decision? Is it your gut feeling, or do you have some data to back it up? The rationality in the decision making is to be understood. There might be people who might be taking decision on gut feeling, and it might prove on the right side of the things of the situation, but will it happen every time? So you need to build up a rationality, creativity in decision making, thinking out of the box. At times certain problems seeks needs to be solved by thinking out of the box completely. Variability in decision making, persons related factors in the decision making, and last but not the least would be whether it's an individual decision making or a group decision making process, as the case might be. Remember, individual decision making takes a little less time than a group decision making. Group decision making takes a lots of time to come arrive to a decision. But when it comes to implementation, group decision making, once decided, becomes very easily to implement and execute. So, issues in strategic planning, as far as decisions are concerned, criteria for decision making is rationality in decision making, creativity in decision making, variability in decision making, person related factors, individual versus group related factors, as the case might be. These are your strategic management decisions making. Scenarios is all about it. Criteria, rationality, creativity, variability, individual based or personal related factors. Now, formulation of strategies is a process of using available knowledge, available data to document the intended direction of the business and the actionable steps to reach its goal, as the case might be. This process is used for resource allocation, prioritization, organization wide alignment, and validation of the business goal. A successful strategy can allow your organizations to share one clear vision, catch biasness by examining the reasoning behind goals, and track performances with measurable key performance indicators, as the case might be. This is something which you need to understand, probably depend upon also. Tips for successful strategic formulation: start with the purpose. Have a definite goal in your mind. Consider the current events, consider data, case studies, trends, set an effective communicate goals. Think of strategy as an ongoing process, as the case might be. What we are looking forward to. The strategic formulation process is define your objective, clarify your mission. Please understand these are a part and process of a strategic planning processes. Now, when you are defining your objective, clarifying the mission, thereby you need to understand the environment first. What are your threats and opportunities? What are you good at it? What are you weak at it, as in your strength and weakness? Consider the alternative strategies as an alternative options to go for, and then particularly choose a strategy. Remember, this is a strategic planning phase only. When it comes to implementation stage or the execution of the strategy, once chosen an option, you execute it through structure, systems, operational process. Set up a control of evaluation and ensure that success feedback is there. Give the loop so that the next time similar decisions can be based not only on the guts feeling but on verifiable data thereby. The strategic management model involves making decisions and taking action that can help organization achieve their objective by adopting a systematic way of formulating the strategy, implementing the strategy, evaluating the strategy, and probably even controlling the strategy thereby. The strategic management, therefore, integrates the various functions, areas like marketing management, finance accounting, human resources, production, information system in a proper, documented, formal, and a systematic fashion. That is most important, which is consistent with the overall objective of the organization. This definition also suggests that strategic management comprises of three key components, namely the formulation, the strategy formulation, strategy implementation, and the strategy evaluation and control. These three are the major thing that comes around it. There are three major components in strategic management, namely strategic formulation, strategy implementation, and strategy evaluation and control. This is a snapshot view of the strategic management process altogether. It starts right from the top. If you look at the arrow, it goes from the top where it is built on a vision, which needs to be accomplished through a number of mission and the uh, cross objectives thereby, which can be done with an industry analysis, external analysis, and internal analysis. This will give me what all options, strategic alternatives to choose from. Now, what are we looking into it? We might be choosing programs, policies, and probably the objective. This is all but nothing but strategic implementation. These are nothing but leads to strategic implementation. Strategic implementation is again is all about organizational structure, people manning the key position, and systems and processes in places. The structure, the key peoples, yeah, and the system and the processes in places, which eventually leads to strategy evaluation and control. Evaluation will give me the performances, control will ensure me that we are striking back to the overall mission, in ensuring that we are not swaying away at all. Strategic management process, the other pictorial representation that comes around here is the mission, vision. You will have internal and external analysis, the choice around it, the HR skill, the practices, HR capabilities, actions, and the field performances thereby. This is what we will be looking around it. What is the corporate governance, if we may say so? The corporate governance in strategic management refers to the set of internal rules, the policies that determine how a company will be operated upon it. Corporate governance decide, for example, which strategic decisions can be decided by the manager, first level manager, second level directors, and the board of directors out there, the shareholders at the equivalent. Now that will be the corporate governance altogether. Principle of corporate governance will state sustainable development for every and all stakeholders to ensure growth on all individuals associated with or affected by enterprises on sustainable basis. Effective management and distribution of wealth to ensure that the enterprise create maximum wealth and judiciously use the wealth so to create providing maximum benefit to all stakeholders and enhancing wealth creation capabilities to maintain sustainability over a period of time. Remember, the elements of corporate governance is strategy, is vision, is goals, is mission. We're talking about corporate governance through the boards and committees, the legal and regulatory framework, the hierarchical and internal control, and the policies, procedures that needs to be taken into consideration. The corporate governance will ensure that the strategic management process is properly enacted upon it. With this, I come to an end of this presentation. Thank you for watching this video till the end.